Hello, and welcome to None Other Than Nigel. Buckle up and get ready. For a fun-filled podcast dedicated to informative and knowledgeable topics and conversations relevant to music, TV, movies, and books. With your host, none other than Nigel. Listen and learn from industry professionals, entrepreneurs, and multi-award-winning special guests as we delve deep into in-depth discussions, ranging from topics relevant to the wonderful world of entertainment, living life on life's terms, and simply having fun.
I was like, there you go. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
Okay, groovy.
Yes.
How you doing, baby girl? Coming out of my shell. I stay in the shell.
Talking about.
Okay.
That's a friend, me, myself, and I.
Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome. Today I have a very special guest. This is none other than Nigel. And today I am welcoming a longtime friend, schoolmate, thebomb.com, Miss Roberta Elliott. And is there marriage? Wedding? After Elliott?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
So much time has passed. I saw you have grown children, a son.
Grown. In my pocket.
Okay. Isn't that amazing?
With 11 grandkids.
Wow. Oh yeah, so you're never alone. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, I ain't that kind of grandma. I'm sorry. Still trying to build my empire.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're a different breed. We're Generation X's, baby. we the best. We the best.
Yeah.
Special breed. Well, I'm doing this series, growing up black in the city of Alexandria, in part because, sometimes I'm still in Alexandria, so I'll go to the site or, see what's popping in the city. Mm-hmm. And I came across this webinar they did a while back where they were talking about racial disparities against black citizens regarding housing and how they had red line like crap. So I watched it and it was informative, but then as I watched it more, it began to be a little bit cringy for me because one, we weren't there. We weren't in the thing at all. And wasn't none of us speaking. And it's like, okay, what? And then it went from black to minorities and people of color. They just morphed it and changed it, and no more mention of black and us anymore. So I said, why don't we have a voice? So I'm not trying to, no controversy, but I just want to let you know how I came to this. So what I'm doing today is special because what I wanted to know is, for you, I wanted you to take me back to your very first experience of adversity, because in part of the color of your skin, or when you first realized that was an issue. Because for me, and the last guest I had on, his did, but mine didn't. My parents, they didn't tell us about all of that. we were just going through life like this. But like, why is that dream? What? Yeah, I didn't know, But anyway, can you take us back to your first experience?
Well, in my house, and my grandmother raised me, and I lived in the Burg, so I was raised with my aunts and uncles. So my mother is the fourth oldest. Well, she was the fourth oldest. So she had her own place, right? She had bought her rented an apartment on Payne Street. So my uncle, Lucky, everybody knows who Lucky is, Lucky Elliott, you're from Alexandria. He worked for the city. So he talked about a lot of the future changes that was coming our way. But as a little girl, I would sit on the steps and listen to their stories about stuff that happened, like my mom getting in a fight at GC Murphy's because the woman wouldn't serve her. How she pulled the woman over the counter. Just a whole bunch of, things that was happening to them. And I would always sit on it. I don't know what it was, but I was always curious, kid, about history, being black, the Bible, and always listening all the time. And they would talk about the experience, protesting and things of that nature. And so growing up, I was like, pop to the people. Every little picture, I should have had that ready. At every picture, I'm like this. All my other cousins I'm like this. I was like, okay, I was getting it in. But just knowing, my uncle, he always say, education, get your education. My education was something that was rooted in us. As time grew on, I went and get more, but education doesn't have to be a formal school. It could be learning the things that are around you. But I was always aware I had to strive harder. And elementary, it wasn't, I didn't see the black or white thing, because you're a little kid, right? So I didn't really feel the thing that was different. Even though I was one of the ones that got busted to Laos Crouch, and it was all on the news and had my little picture in the paper and everything. But for me, it didn't really strike that this is something they had to do to make us feel better, pretty much, the equality, to make sure that we had the equality in the education. So as a young person, I really didn't feel it. But as I started to go into middle school and high school, those things began to kind of click, for all the things my aunt and uncle talked about. And I started to feel the pressure of, I have to do 10 times work, 10 times harder to be recognized. And even with, now as an adult, well, I'm out of the corporate world, but I always worked 10 times harder to be recognized and never got the credit for it, right? Mm-hmm. So, but high school, in the 10th grade, in a government class, that was the first time I was ever called a nigger. Oh. And I got put out of class. Oh, yeah. I got put out of class. I was social study or whatever it's called. But yeah, in 10th grade, I got put out of class because the white boy called me a nigger. And everybody was like, ah. Joe King was in that class too. But yeah, I got put out of class.
And he didn't.
And he didn't. And that was the first encounter that I was actually called a nigger, or made, or heard that word being directed towards me, right? And I was upset because I never had that interaction before. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it was the first. It was the first. My community was all black. The only time I did get to expand was at Laos Crouch. You know what I'm saying? That's, met all my now white childhood friends. But at that time, growing up in the neighborhood, it was all black. It was a black community. The Bird was black. Black on black on black. The whole
that was by
area,
design. That was by design. They said put them on here. We don't want them in our sections of the city.
Right. But again, my uncle always say, "Hey guys, when you tell us his siblings, buy land, buy you a house. It's gonna be valuable. Buy you a house in here. They gonna push us out. They gonna tear it down. It's coming, and I'm like, it ain't coming, You've been saying that for years, kind of thing. But it finally came. Yeah, it finally came. And some of us fell for the, banana in the tailpipe. Some of us,
bought a home.
Bought the house. But I have basically most of my family is still there. That's alive. My aunt, I have an aunt that's on Patrick Street. My uncle is in Del Rey area, and then the other ones are down Route 1. Oh. But as far as the inner city where we were brought up,
Old Town.
Old Town area. I don't have any more family there. But that was my first encounter of knowing that you ain't exempt, girl.
How did it make you feel? I guess in a few words, how did it make you feel?
I was shocked. I can't remember. I don't remember the boy's name, but I remember his face. And because he called me a stupid nigga. On top of that. So it stung me because I never, like I said, encountered or had to deal with that face to face. So, first thing when I told my mom, "Did you beat his ass?"
No, that's right.
oh hell no, kind of thing. But
yeah.
But yeah, so that was my first encounter.
Because we weren't.
Realizing that I was different, and that now this is time I need to work extra hard. But I didn't really have. Only black teacher that I didn't even have was that I had Mr. Palmer. Yeah. And I had Mr. Atkins. I did not Mr. Carter or Jim.
Okay.
And those were the only 3 black teachers that I had.
Okay, the rest, and they were rare. There were a few, and even if you were in, I guess, GW and the other ones in Hammond, we knew the black teachers in both schools. Right. Because Miss Morgan, Miss Adams, Mr. Palmer, I think he ended up coming over to John Adams, and then he went to GW.
Yeah.
He was doing
those are the only.
He was coaching and teaching.
Yeah. Basketball. Yeah. So those were the only black teachers that I had that I was in their classroom. But I felt again more so as I went into middle school and high school, the pressure of having to work hard, no matter.
Harder. Yeah, and you learn to articulate like and you dress like, and then you go out, summer break, and I'm talking about experience. We go down to the All Things Tuesday, whatever gift shop, and they have they're hiring. And I apply for the job, and I go in there because I'm taking fashion merchandising, so I think I'm ready. And they stuff me in the back, in the stock room.
Yeah.
Not in the front. No way in the front. I'm thinking I'm going to be at the cash register or maybe somewhere in the front. No, they stuff, and that it became a reoccurring theme. So while I'm like, I'll say something's not right. And but anyway, I didn't know.
Yeah.
because see, and during those times, our black communities were thriving.
Yeah.
In this city, you know, we had Moss on this corner store, so all I saw was black winners. You know, my grandmother, all of them, they had coins, baby. We was traveling, we were living life, and it was love. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it wasn't like we were destitute, and you know, when we didn't see them, and that's the part I didn't know back then, and they weren't there. And even when you know, and now in school, I had a Korean friend, Dong Nam. I still wonder whatever happened to him, because we used to do math and science, and so it's funny that I remember his name out of all the people. But I had a Korean friend, Dong Nam. I thought, whatever happened to Dong Nam? And you know, white friends and all that. But then once we left school, they were gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, so now it makes sense. I understand where they're gone. They're gone back to their world, and you know.
Yeah.
But we're here, and we're part of this city, and this is why our voices need to be heard. And I know you did something in the past. I wasn't able to, at the time, to join in. You started a group. Yes.
So Lynn Nelson and I. May she rest in peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna say rest in peace. Boy, that was a blow, I'm sure. She was just so sweet.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know why, but I still have a lot of my deceased friends' number in my phone. Like Donna McMurray popped up on my phone. I was like, what? Donna, you trying to call me, girl? You know. Yeah. I accidentally called Lynn the other day. I still have her number, but we started Black Roots of Alexandria.
Right.
And so the premise was to educate newbies coming into the city about the rich black community that was. And in the long run, we wanted to do a documentary on the black families that were so instrumental in building these communities. So, but we had a good time of, you know, doing little things together, events, putting events and stuff like that together. I had the Black Authors Expo. Again, it was to showcase the Black writers in Alexandria. Again, you know, that was something Lynn was really frustrated upon, and so was I. But people from all other areas, I had people from New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, Ohio, Georgia, would come to the event, and you only had like 2 people from Alexandria. And we had a list of people that had written books that we contacted and wanted them to be a part to showcase, you know, their writings, but they would not come out and participate. So that was one of the biggest issue that we had, was understanding why we're not connecting. What is it? And that's one of the biggest issue with us Black people, is when we're trying to build, you want to build separately. But if we build together, we can do a whole lot better in building up what we're trying to achieve, right? And so somebody else, they want to do a Black Authors thing, and this one wanted. I was like, well, we weren't trying to set a trend. We want everybody to come together so we can say, hey, News 7, look what we got here in Alexandria. These folks came from Alexandria, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? And we came from the community. We came from the streets. We came from we overthrived the drug community. We survived that era. We got a story to tell. This is what happened to us. But they did, I don't know. But that's one of the sore spots that Lynn and I constantly
ran into at the time.
Because I don't, it's like we always say, crabs in a barrel.
Yeah. But
if we build together, we can build a community. We can build something that we can thrive in. We always want to be included.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing, right? We want equal rights. We want to be included. We want to be a part. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, do our own thing, because we are the ones that are putting all the dollars
into this
into society.
Yeah, we're still slaves on the plantation. The money we all spend is the cotton. Okay, exactly. We still go to work, make the cotton, and we give it to them.
Yeah. So,
in a sense. We should have our own super PAC. All the black churches should come together as one. That's what you said about the separate. That's all evident in the church world.
Yeah.
So you got church.
A church on Queen Street. You got another one on Queen Street. You got
Alfred Street, Duke Street. You got them up here on King. And you know the thing, and now I guess because of the pandemic, I just came across that I can literally go to all the churches right on YouTube. They all have channels, and I urge you to go over there and look at all the churches you can think of. Go to their YouTube channels and watch the services. There's nobody in attendance. They're empty churches.
Yep.
And so something has to change. Yeah. But again, I'm with you on that. They should come. I often said that the churches should come together as a pact, and we get our own representatives, our own, and try to get them up there in the government.
What I have issue is that when you own a black business, again, we are by our own people. We need to do 10 times better than the right person. So I have a bad customer experience in a black company. I want to post it all on Facebook and social media. Yeah, I try to get my dollars to black people and da. You don't see them doing it to the white companies.
Nope.
White big companies, big white franchise, but they won't give us time to rectify the issue. Mm-hmm. But they're dealing with an employee or something like that. So we have to do better in treating treating each other. As black people. And that was something that I learned growing up black in Alexandria was, my grandmother, we didn't have a lot. Mm-hmm. It seemed like we had a lot. Mm-hmm. So,
it was a lot to us.
Yeah. Right.
It was more than enough.
We was the first one to wash and dry in the house. First one that had air conditioning, window, stuff like that. But he always gave to people, to the neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Whatever was clothes, whatever was food, she always gave. She always took care of other people. You know what I'm saying? And so, and people would come sit at the table. I grew up, my grandfather was a bootlegger, right? So he sold the liquor out the closet, or they come in, get a drink, whatever. They play the numbers. My grandma would take the numbers, and Mr. Cheney would come up, pick the bag up, whatever. Right? I'm telling everybody business, but
resource. We were resourceful. We had to be.
Yeah.
They released our ancestors off of those plantations, and with nothing. They didn't want to give them nothing. Didn't even want to give them the 40 acres and the mule.
Right.
And then, so go ahead. I'll get gone on that. But
I learned compassion growing up. I learned to help others. I learned to be an entrepreneur.
okay.
I learned to be competitive. I learned to love being Black.
Yeah.
Difference.
Yeah.
That's what I learned in growing up there. I learned that when you a community that love each other, you thrive.
Yeah.
We all used to thrive.
Yeah, we didn't let that stuff bother us, and a lot of times it didn't. Yeah. And when you talk about competitiveness and thriving, you may not remember this, but I was on the shot put team with you and Marie Lovelace.
Oh yes, I do.
Do you remember that? What, girl? I tell the story sparingly. But I was trying to challenge myself, so I went through the whole thing with y'all. And then on the first meet, baby, I snuck and got on the bus and went home. I said I had got stage fright, and then I was ducking Coach Ali Khan for a long while.
Oh God!
And then I had to face him and tell I'm sorry. I just got scared. Stage fright. I couldn't do it. And I never lived there. I feel bad about that. And when
my competitiveness came from living in the Burg, because my cousin Terry Washington, she used to put little groups together. We did flips and all that stuff, but we used to race.
Yeah.
So she signed us up by age. So I would run against Greg Wright.
Okay.
She would run against Walter, we called him Squilly. Stephanie Mitchell would run against Wayne Boo. So we were, that was our thing, right?
Yeah.
So if you come, whoever came, she would line us up, right? And Miss Hopkins, I got it. This is a book that I was writing when I was telling the story. Miss Hopkins was sitting on the porch. She would always sit on the porch in the evening, in the back, and we were racing. And she was like, "Ooh, baby, you almost got him. You almost got him." So every time I find him, we'll get him. I'll be getting closer and closer. But my competitiveness came from running, racing, the end of the alley to the upper end of the alley, right?
Yeah.
And that built up my confidence. And so when I was in elementary, what I'm saying, I had all kinds of presidential awards, had all the records running around at the school and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Judith Turner, she became the education of physical ed teacher in my last year, I think. But she was the one that was like, "You're special." She told me, she was like, "You're special." She's like, when you get to, at the time it was Parker Gray. Probably won't be able to run, but when you get to W, you'll definitely be able to take the bus to TC. And so when I got to W, there was Mr. Carter.
Okay.
So Mr. Carter was like, "Your mama, oh yeah, your mama could run, and, then because everybody knew everybody.
Yeah.
And that was so important in the community. I don't even know none of my neighbors' names. None of them.
Yeah, and and that's why I said growing up in Black in the city of Alexandria was not a bad thing for us. We were loved and protected. We had our community was like a Wall Street in a sense. I mean, and everyone knew everyone.
I don't care if you was down the bird and went uptown. Your daughter down here, your son up here.
Yeah.
What they doing? Where they at?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have that anymore. And it's unfortunate. But to push the Black community out, that was all by design.
Yeah.
It was all by design.
I think dropping that crack cocaine in our community was by design too. Mm-hmm. It was like one day it was sunny out, the next day it was zombies. I'm like, what the hell? It just happened. Yeah. I mean, out of nowhere. It just didn't. God didn't put it there. You know what I'm saying? So, and the people that ended up on it didn't know that this was going to happen. If they did, they wouldn't have.
No, but now that fentanyl has struck there, it's a big deal. It's an epidemic. Yeah. We need to change the laws. We need to make this a sickness. But what was the sickness and all of that when we was dropping the crack? We were thrown underneath the jail.
They saw money. Heads in bed. You ever heard that term before?
Yep.
It's like for every head in the bed, that's a cha-ching, and so
public people were supplying whatever, uniform, shoes, whatever, to the jails.
Yeah.
They were making money.
And then it's on the stock market. People were investing in it too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they were making money. So they needed some heads in the bed, and I think they were getting ready for the onslaught of migrants. Because shortly after that, I noticed I used to go in Del Rey, and over by Arlandria, there's like a bridge. You know about the and under the bridge? Where all these Mexicans coming from? Under the bridge, we droves of them, and then eventually they would move into the apartments in Dominion Gardens. They're not Dominion Gardens anymore, and pile in. And we used to see all that, but we really didn't. But then as time progressed, it was less of us and more of them. And then now it's Arlandria. Now it's their whole world. It's like, we have to pay attention in real time. I urge anybody watching this, wherever you are in your life, pay attention in real time, baby.
Yeah.
And go down to the city and pay attention to what they're planning.
Yes, and that's another thing that we do not participate in is the city council meetings, these meetings that they have.
We are too.
We want to get the bandwagon after the fact that is on the ballot to vote for, and then you don't know what the whole outcome is. They'll tell you the good part, but you don't do your research to find out how it would affect the whole community. And I think that's one of the issues that we lack is in educating ourselves on what's really going on. But it's always an ongoing process, like I said, of each generation
finding their way
and understanding
that the generation before you has wisdom.
It's still important. Yes.
Information. Don't negate it. Come talk to the old timers, and they'll hip you to some stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll let you know. Shoot. Well, T.C. Williams, The Wonder Years. What are some of your fondest memories? I'm trying to read about attending T.C. Williams High School, or formerly T.C. Williams High School, and your favorite teachers, class, and classmates, if you can remember.
Okay. Well, first of all, I hated school because Tina Smith was bullying me every day, all day, bringing in my locker, writing stuff all on the ceiling, all that. I hated it.
Oh no, you were so nice.
I hated, it was because of the boyfriend thing. But
Tina, that name sound familiar. Was she a cheerleader?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you,
chaos. I mean, it just spilled over from ringing my parents' phone all day, all night, till they have to take the phone off the hook, or the caller ID. And then when we got the caller ID, she would do the block thing. And so my parents had to literally take the phone off the hook. So I hated going to school. I hated it to the point that she bullied me so much, I tried to commit suicide.
Oh no. I would have never known that. Every time I saw you, you had a smile.
Yeah, we used to giggle in class.
Yeah, you just never know.
I hated it. She and I can't even think of the little guy that made my life a nightmare for me. Because I was like you said, I'm not the person I am now.
Yeah.
But I was always, pretty much kept to myself.
Yeah.
Right? I never saw a group of people around. Never.
No.
I had my track mates. But that was the only thing that kept me was track.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I loved it, but I love the medals that way.
Yeah, it was. Look, it was for a person like me and watching. It was prestigious.
Yeah, so I love that.
Yeah,
I love that attention.
Yeah, y'all were the prestigious ones. I mean, you all represented the Titans. That was major.
Right.
I mean,
so
even
love that.
Yeah, even the white people propped you all up.
Yeah. I got to talk about that part, but so like it was you, your sister Lynette, Joe King, Andrea Cross, of course, my track mates. That made school worth it. Right?
Yeah.
Going to class with you be giggling, and Lynette with her slow walking, talking self, her silly self. We be back there cracking up laughing. And Yolanda Payne with Miss Kitchen in the typing class. I mean, those were some of the people that highlighted my life. That made me laugh. My teachers, of course, Mr. Atkins, because he was also a track coach. Miss Harmon.
I remember that name.
Miss Harmon was a government teacher. Miss Kitchen, of course, she was a typing teacher. Smitty, she was there my 10th grade year. She was PE teacher, but she was also my first track coach.
Okay.
Retired. And then of course, my track coaches, Coach Yotes, may he rest in peace. Coach Atkins, may he rest in peace. Trout.
Yeah.
All of those, Mario McBride, he was our coach briefly for a bit. But my coaches, track and field gave me a piece where I could take out my anger on the track.
It was a way to get away from that.
Yeah.
But also it does help in the long run get your physical together, keep you maintain your young and
but at the end of the day, my 11th grade year, 12th grade year, my 11th grade year, that's when like the whole bullying thing exploded and got in this big huge fight, and got suspended, and my scholarship was rescinded.
Oh no.
It was one of the best times, but also the worst time. And then we're looking at the 80s, where women still didn't have as much pull in sports.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really a priority to get us in school. Like all our coaches didn't have the pull or the resources to get us in school. Mm-hmm. So we had to get our own self in school. by the best way we could, which was track and field. And some of us, our parents didn't go to college or didn't even know the process, or we were the first ones to go to college. So,
because it became, we were that generation where they started that whole go to college and you can be, that whole scam.
Right.
We could have just went to trade school and got a trade.
Right.
And not a debt.
Right.
Let me stop.
Right. Yeah. So, the whole process of, nobody had my back. I felt like, hey, I've won all of these. We came in second in state or whatever. I brought recognition to the school. We, as collective women, young women, and you can't even help me to get into school. Nobody.
Yeah.
And you're gonna suspend me for something that's already been documented that this has been going on. But so I felt kind of bitter. And then I love to write. So there was one teacher, an English teacher, Miss Gill, there, and she was like, "Well, I know you have been distracted because this person will keep coming to the door and yelling all kinds of stuff." And she was like, "What is going on here?" kind of thing. She's like, "I know you're being distracted. You're a good writer, but I need you to focus more." So that gave me some glimpse that maybe I could be a writer. But then when it came to graduation, I can't remember who my counselor was, but she was like, "Oh, you just need to go to secretarial school because you're not going to make it in college."
Oh my God.
So I ended up going to George Mason University. I went there on a summer program.
Okay.
I went there on a summer program, and because of my, I would say, anger or felt betrayed because, all the boys were getting scholarships in track and field and football and stuff like that. I'm like,
when it's yours, yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I know I'm smarter than that dumbass, and he got a scholarship, right?
Yeah.
So I knew something wasn't adding up, but I went to George Mason, and then I had a black professor. Okay. The black professor, he really instilled in me confidence.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, "You're a really good writer," and he helped me to start developing, finding my voice in my writing. I'm like, oh man, I'm a crush it, because I've never been away from home. So that was my, going to George Mason was maybe 45 minutes away from where I used to live. So I was like, "Ooh, I'm away from home, for the first time, here for the summer." We got wild and crazy and kind of thing, but it was a group of us that went through the summer program because they were trying to recruit black people.
Yeah.
Black students. So we got into the summer program, and we automatically went into enrollment for the following year. So that's when I'm thinking, oh, I got this. I get a white professor, English, and she was like, "Who the hell let you in this school?" Basically, because this is not cutting it. And tore my confidence down to the ground. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm out. I can't do this." And then my first husband, Lawrence, he was in the military. He was like, "Come on, let's get married. Let's get married." And I was like, "Okay." And I ran off and got married. And yeah, so it upset a lot of, my parents and everything, but I ran off and got married. But again, because, community, everybody knows everybody, family and stuff like that. So it wasn't something that, people didn't know. You know what I'm saying? They knew his family, but that's one of the curses of growing up, as well as a positive that everybody knows everybody. Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that there was those, so it just goes to show you that a lot of the I would say racist.
Yeah. It was very
the way it impacts us negatively comes
exactly.
in many forms,
Many forms, and
just uttering those words to a child or a young person. Who, could devastate them.
It did.
And we weren't prepared.
We were not
for the psychological stuff.
We were not. I know I wasn't, because I was pretty much sheltered. I didn't go clothes shopping, school shopping. I went school shopping with my parents all the way up till I was 18.
Yeah, you got say it's like a mirror. Yeah, it's like a mirror. Yeah, that's how it was. But I think that's how they did us.
I never branched away from my family and until then. And so my parents, all, good girls don't, bad girls do. That whole 60 thinking.
Yeah. And
I was taught, and always tell the truth. And so when I actually went out into the world and realized, oh, they looking at me different, I got to do this 10 times better, and people want to lie to me
and lie on you. And lie on you.
I was devastated. I was in a world shock when I realized that people do lie.
Yeah, and then imagine me being a homebody. Because we was very guarded. I guess it was a thing. They wanted to protect us. But and you grew up watching TV, and all you see is very nice white people.
Yeah, right.
And so you expect that when you see them, they go I Dream of Jeannie, or they go Samantha. they go hi. Yeah. Especially on the jobs, and you go to the job, you do anything, you never get raised, you never get promoted, anything that get you out of there. If they even think you know something,
and that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, it is. But overall, T.C. Williams is the wonder years. The red carpet, the magical red carpet.
Magical red carpet that everybody met on. Meet me on the red carpet. If it's gonna be a fight, meet me on the red carpet.
Fashion show, red carpet.
The red carpet. But like I said, I hated high school. But the only good thing was my sanctuary was track and field.
Yeah, I remember that clearly. I don't remember high school that clearly though, because I was on another planet, girl. So I do remember that happening. Fingerprinting. Let's talk about your fingerprinting business, and then we're going to talk about notary, because I believe you were doing Notary Republic.
I'm a notary.
Notary before the fingerprinting. So let's start with notary. How did you? I know it's because it's baking those cakes, and and ownership. So entrepreneurial spirit is the thing, baby.
Entrepreneurial spirit, yes. I kind of like switched gears. I was really working before I even started that. Before the pandemic, my business was called Dream Empowerment Networking. Before that was Sisters Keep It Resource Center. So I always was trying to help build up women, young women in particular, single moms in the beginning, because I understood the struggle, right? Mm-hmm. Sisters Keep It Resource Center was a way that I was helping to give back to single moms, providing them education on dressing for success and interviewing skills and parenting skills and things of that nature. And then I moved towards to the Dream Empowerment more so when my last son went to college. So it was what's next after 40, after 50, what's next? So it was more of helping women to discover their passion or their purpose of a life after all the kids are gone or you're single again or whatever. I had a difficult time with people understanding the value. You get in what you put in, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm giving you assignments. I'm like, look, you paid XYZ. I'm giving you the assignment to help you move forward, and you're not doing the assignment. So I felt you're wasting my time and you're wasting your money. So I kind of like drifted off from that, but I used to do a lot of speaking, engagements and things of that nature, helping women. So when the pandemic hit, I was working my 9 to 5 and I got furloughed.
Okay.
So I was like, what other way, so you look through the internet, and so I was like, oh, notary. Okay, I always wanted to be a notary. So I started looking into it, and I was like, oh, loan signing notary. Okay. So how do I get into that? So I started learning, taking the classes and things of that nature, so I can but I can also notarize real estate documents, right?
At the
so I can go to the title company.
The title company, yeah.
Or ones that come to your house, let's say you're doing a refinance, and they'll send you the paperwork, and the notary would come to notarize those paperwork as you sign them. So I once I finished that class, I started the fingerprint. So I both started at the same time.
Okay.
So the fingerprinting class, but the fingerprinting, I thought that was interesting. And I was like, I can do that. But I quickly learned there was a lot of things to learn about the business, but it has been very profitable for me. And now I'm teaching other people how to start a fingerprinting business in the area. So.
Groovy.
Yeah.
So the fingerprinting is separate from the notary.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have two different, or they fall in the same?
No, there is one branch.
Business, okay.
AJ Notary and Fingerprinting Services LLC.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you have a boat.
Yes.
I saw that. I said, okay.
We trying to get a bigger boat now. A 27-footer cruiser, which has the cabin underneath, chill out, kitchen, all that stuff.
Well, how often do you go out on the boat and
every weekend?
Every weekend, okay, good.
Every weekend, we crab every weekend. So, we'll just crab at the dock. We'll set the traps like Saturday night, and then either Saturday night or Friday night, depends on when we go down, and we pull up the traps and we got crabs.
So you go out into the part in the water and you set the traps and you stay on the boat the whole time, or you leave?
We don't. We actually, when we just go out, we go out. We don't set the traps, but when we dock at our dock, where we dock at, we set our traps along the dock.
Oh, because the crabs come through that way.
Yeah.
And then you all cook.
Traps. Yep. So we just get up. Hey, babe, how many crabs we got? We got 4 in here. All right.
But I said no.
We got to throw them back. It's like, no, we got to throw this little one back, or something like that. But
Isn't it beautiful?
It's surreal.
It's surreal. Do you swim?
I do. I got a pool, so we swim. So what we do, we try to switch. Like maybe one weekend we may do all boating. The one weekend we may just stay home and pool and grill outside or something like that. So we'll switch up.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? So you married mom with grandchildren. I said married mom. Mama. Well, yes, but we're not gonna get into all of that. I'm elated. I'm glad I finally got you on the line. And are you still in the area, or where are you?
I'm in Maryland.
Oh, so you're still in the DMV. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
Still in DMV.
Yeah. Well, don't be surprised. I may be giving you a call.
Yeah.
If I can learn notary and fingerprinting. Every time I think of fingerprinting, I'm thinking, oh, you have to go down to the police station to get if you need fingerprints. Or, certain security jobs, they will fingerprint you there.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess people call for them.
Yeah. I get a good, like I said, it's been profitable. I was just, before I got on with you, on with another company to see about their business structure, because in their system.
Okay.
I'm gonna be purchasing another system to open up another location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have locations for the business.
Yes. Yeah, I have a business office. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, that part. Yeah. So, because yes, they're not coming to her house, and she's not going to. They're coming to the office to get.
Yes, they come to the office.
Because I think you used to do that. I think, but I guess you guys. Because I think I saw
mobile. So mobile. I don't do mobile notary anymore. I don't do mobile notary. And I don't do mobile fingerprinting for individuals anymore. For individuals. I do mobile for companies. So if a company calls and say, I have one person that needs to be fingerprinted, or I got 10 people that needs to be fingerprinted, I was like, okay, well, I charge, this amount of money for closing my business to come out to you. This is the regular mobile fee I charge to get to you. If it's more than, hour and 45 minutes is X amount of money for that. And the cost is $135 per person. So I work with companies because they will pay.
Yeah. Well, that's how your business is supposed to grow. Right. I don't think you should be sitting there trying to, hey, do your nephew need fingerprints? Right. Your Aunt Bonnie needs a notary? No. Get the federal government contracts.
Yeah,
the hospitals, the nursing homes, all the security monitoring companies, they all need them.
Yeah, so that's, because individuals, they try, and
not for that.
They should, try to search for the best bargain, but people like, oh, that's what you got. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby.
And I would sit on the phone until they say something, because I'm not gonna go down on my price.
No.
My price is my price.
Yeah.
My time is my time.
Yes.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Well, we covered a lot. I'm so happy you came on. I think that I think things are. I don't know where I'm trying to be in real time. So I don't know exactly where we are in the city. I do know that the last mayor, exposed the covenants, illegal covenants that they had. I don't know if you were following all of that.
No.
Oh yeah, they in Delray, where those houses are, in different sections of Alexandria, they were redlined for decades, and so black people weren't. Even the real estate agents and the bankers were all in sync with this. But this mayor exposed it because there's been a shortage of property, shortage of houses, and no one can figure out why. And the space, and they wanted to start building apartments in that Delray area, and they said no. So then I guess they found they found out, oh, you all have been doing this illegally for years. So it was a big thing, and if you go, I can't remember the months, but it's all on video. So they would go down there and scream, because the city hall meetings are on the video now, on their website, and they would go down there and scream, and then it was a big old thing, and they fought and protest, and they said no, and they lost. And so now they're going to build in those spots, but now they're trying to get a lawsuit to stop it. And it's basically they don't want black people in their spots. And then it's a whole list that I just saw of different spots throughout the city where they still have these covenants in 2024.
Well, they make it so expensive no black person can afford it unless you high in managerial kind of salary. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I mean, the everyday person that works at minimum wage can't afford it.
That's by design.
You know what I'm saying?
That's by design too. All of that's by design. That's why they don't want to. When I don't know if you remember during the pandemic, there was this whole push for we need to increase the working wage, and
yes.
The opposing people is like, no. Well, if we do, we're just going to reduce the hours. One man got on and said, I remember when they were their servants. Why do they want more money? And basically what it is the reason why they won't match the wage with because then we'll be able to afford to go in their little worlds. Mm-hmm. They don't want that. So screw them. The more we know about this, the more we talk about it, the more we can say, okay, well, is that what it is? Okay, we're going to take care of that. Because when you don't know and you're sitting around, why? That's why.
Yeah. And it's, I guess, that's one of the things that is breaking the black community down is we're being displaced out of something that, we felt we were growing and thriving in, because we had support for one another. So now that we're displaced, we got some in Woodbridge, some in Dumfries,
Fredericksburg.
Yeah, everybody's all scattered. And you may have a higher, you're going in the suburbs, so you're going to have a different social background, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they play on a different level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Chess.
Yes.
Gin rummy.
Yeah. So it's not. It isn't like helping one another. It's who got the better car, who house is getting remodeled, who got this and who got that kind of thing. And to be honest, we've been here 16, 17 years now. The older neighbors, they one passed and one recently sold her house. The other one, he passed, and the other one, they're our age. And I don't even know his wife's first name, but I know his name because my husband always talked to him. But I don't know anybody on this block. None. Everybody either are new, and they're Hispanic. So I don't know anybody on this block, and then there was only all the kids were only two sets, us and two across the street, and they moved. It's not that y'all walk to school together like we did. Y'all walk to school together. Y'all make sure y'all come home together. Y'all go to the rec center. You take him with you. Y'all go together. Y'all come back together. They don't have that. Yeah, some guy came past and was like, "This is the Mercedes house." Like, why would you say that? I don't know. It's always that competitive finance, social status thing.
Yeah, because it's different. Because that particular where we come from and the generation that was here before us, they're gone.
Right.
And we were all there in a unit, and so they did break. Now that we're all different, we're in different places with different types. And then all skin folk and kin folk. Some of us are foundational, where that means we were descendants. We were here. And then there are other ones that migrated here from other countries.
You know what?
So I'm not saying it's all bad, but I would say it's different spices and different experiences. You know, so they wouldn't. I can't empathize with their plights, and I don't expect to empathize with mine. But don't shit on mine, and don't minimize mine, and don't because I'm not doing it to yours.
Exactly.
And our people didn't come here with an invitation or by willingness. We were human trafficked, kidnapped, beat, maimed, raped, killed, tortured, hung, oppressed, everything you can belittled. Right. Oh God, euthanized, sterilized, insecticide, everything for decades. So don't mess with us, okay?
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that I look at some of the stuff that's on Facebook and how people, I don't want to say brag. I mean, just the fact that you had mentioned the boat and everything kind of made me uneasy.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead.
But I'm not that. What I'm saying is, I'm not that flashy, braggadocious kind of person. You know what I mean?
No,
you know me. You know I have it, whatever. But some of the things that people do that
they'll show it off.
Yes, I understand. You grew up with 10 people in the house, and now you got this, and then all you want to do is show everybody that I made it. Hey, I made it. That's one thing about social media, is people can show you what they want you to see.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't mean it's always true.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that because I have XYZ, you don't know what I went through to get XYZ.
Yeah, no one, they don't know. And for me, and it's not on Front Street. I had to go do my due diligence and go and try to find. I was trying to see, what you've been doing over the years, so I can at least come into the meeting with some sense. It's like an interview. But when I saw the boat, but it was Speighticus. When I saw that, there you go. That's when I said, "Oh, that's her boat." Okay, go ahead, girl. And for me, it's like you doing something that I dream. That I'm just too. I can't get on no boat, child. but I can enjoy it vicariously through you. And I'm like, go ahead, girl, living your best damn life. That's why. And my questions were, you have a boat, Speighticus. When, how, why, where, and how often do you sail? That's how I wrote the question when I saw the boat.
Yep. My husband wanted that boat, and I was like, we don't need no damn boat. Ice cream truck that nobody drive, please sell that shit.
Yes. I have not seen no ice cream trucks around. And it's
because we haven't used it in years. We were out. I think Tony Sosa did a community day.
Mm-hmm.
And we brought the truck out to Alexandria.
Wow.
A couple of events in Alexandria, but other than that, mostly just driving around the area. But yeah, he wanted the boat. The ice cream truck must have been the family business, right? So when my son was younger, he used to sell candy in school. Then he got caught, so he couldn't sell candy anymore. So I was like, invest in an ice cream truck then, right?
Yeah.
So, we bought the ice cream truck, so it must have been like a family business. But then I got kicked off the ice cream truck because they said I was too mean to the kids. I was like, how mean? It costs $1.50. They mama know that the ice cream truck costs more than 25 cents. They gonna send the kid up there with 25 cents. Tell your mama It costs $1.25 or $1.50. You can't get nothing on this ice cream truck for 25 cents, 50 cents.
That was back way before the child and the mama was born.
Right.
When the prices was that cheap.
So my husband said I was being too mean, so they kicked me off, so I couldn't go out with him and my son anymore. But so he got older, whatever, disenchanted with the truck. So my husband, it's sitting there. It's like, man, we need to sell it. But then he wanted the boat. He's like, I was saving up for this boat. I said, boat? Nigga, I'm sorry. When you want to get a boat? Kind of thing. So I was like, I'm not investing in anything. You want the boat, then you buy the boat, your boat money. But so he was like, well, can you go with me? Let's look at the boat. Then I fell in love with it. I was like, oh, I gotta get my boat license. Oh, I got my boat training. Oh, I got all excited. So it has been a good experience.
So you did get the boat train, the license. You have to do that?
Yeah, it's training.
How to drive the boat out in the water and all that stuff.
Yep. He took that class. He took the actual class that he can go out and everything, and then took the online courses on safety and stuff like that and all that. We both had to take that, and then he just showed me how to get behind it.
My goodness.
So yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Life jackets. Don't go out there on the windy days and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then I also saw you were having your vegetable bed.
On my garden
installed.
Yes.
But that may have, so it's probably already, they've grown now since then.
Yes. Yeah. I gosh, my cousin said, if anything happen, they gonna know how to get to your house. But I get a lot. I do watermelons, cantaloupes, cucumbers, tomatoes, eggplants, corn, lettuce. What else do we got back there? Asparagus. I got collards, carrots. I think that's it.
Wow.
Oh, my blueberry bush, my grapevine, and raspberries.
Wow, isn't that something? And I love it. It's funny that you mentioned all of those, because all of those are the essence of life. And the blueberries made me. I was doing some research and I found out that, it's out there. I didn't never know this either, but your blood type kind of sets the type of diet you are supposed to have.
Yes.
So I found out that cherries, and I'm like, and mine is supposed to be 90% vegetarian with a little bit of poultry and a little bit of cod. Now I love cod, so I have been doing it all wrong.
Wow, yeah, we have that book somewhere. We have that book somewhere. Eat for your blood type.
Yeah.
My girlfriend Renee, may she rest in peace. She loved God. She's a very God-fearing woman, and she got that book. And Nigel, Renee, she was a big woman. Renee got that book, and honey, she had that cocoa bottle shape. I said, what in the world? She said, yeah. Like, I started reading this book, and it changed my life.
Yeah, you start eating for your blood type. And
I lost a lot of weight. And we got the book to help my husband with the diabetes, whatever. But we don't know what the book is. Well, I had and we can't even remember the blood type that he got back.
I I literally just had found. I mean, this information just happened last week. This is fresh off the press. And then I went to the doctor. You know, I had to get the lab so they can tell me my type. And then once and I was coming from the lab, and I was passing Potomac Yards, and they decided, because they were going to put the Amazon Fresh there. Then they said they was not going to do it after they built it. And I just happened to ride by when it was the grand opening because they decided to do it. Went in there, girl, they have the big bags of cherries. I bought a whole bunch of cherries. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was getting a little dizzy, the lighthead, and all that crap. And something said, drink lemon in your water, in the morning when you wake up. Oh, girl. Energy, life. So I said, there's some healing in these fruits.
Yes, in the earth. Yes. So I fixed lemon, lime, and mint. And my husband drinks that.
Yeah, just it's good. It hydrates more than just the water. Yep. And it's had some benefits too. But yeah, I saw them cherries in there, and I'm like, okay. I bought a whole bunch of cherries. They said pineapples, even though I really don't like pineapples. Just trying to get better. I need to get somewhere, because Booker T's in prison, and so I can't even go get my hair cut. I don't even know what the other people are doing in there, and I just need to get this has got to be gone. This right here. I can't even point it so much. I'm looking like what is it? Addams Family with the son had the Munster. Eddie Munster. Well, this Grace Street, Josie and the Pussycats and all that shit.
Right.
I did a while last summer. I used one of them little washing things, and I didn't do it right. I almost burnt my head up, but it did dye the hair all black. And I noticed, I look really young. People are, hi, you're really young. I'm like, okay.
I know, my size are.
We had a lot to carry, Generation Xers had a lot of stuff that we were carrying. We were dealing with the past and the future. Yeah. And it was a struggle, and we were right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And
all these changes, man. Ooh, the world is going faster and faster.
Yeah, this AI stuff, it's a whole new thing. So, but I am glad you shared this moment with me. I'll be in touch. I'm going to take the class with you. I think are you still doing the notary or no class?
I don't do the notary class. You have to go through a state provider for that.
Okay. All right. Good.
Just the fingerprinting.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Roberta. Thank you so much. You are the lady. I am so happy. I'm so happy to see you. And,
I'm happy to see you, brother.
Yeah. We haven't aged one bit. We look good. I miss. Are you going to the reunion?
Yes, I've been bought my ticket.
Yeah, I saw you. So you were behind me. You were with Lynette. That's right. I was with Lynette. I'm 83.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even remember half the time. But anyway, yeah. But we were all, what? So.
Yeah.
But I saw the little promos y'all did. That was fun.
Right.
Yeah. Whose idea was that? Y'all that was on point.
That's Felicia. She's hitting the whole reunion thing. I don't know who's on I know Kendall Thompson's on the committee, but I don't know who all else is on the committee. And Judy, one of the cheerleaders, is on the committee, but I don't know who else is on the committee. But good job.
But it's coming in September or December.
September.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not too long from now. Yeah, I might get a ticket and just show, because I haven't been to my own, so.
Yeah, they're opening up to 83 too. So.
Oh, good. Because a lot of
83, 84, and 85.
Yeah, a lot of 83 gone.
It's kind of hard to separate it though, because we were all together. It was a community. Again, community.
Yeah, because you really, and the way they had T.C. Williams set up, it really wasn't definitive of grade in a sense.
Right.
Because you'd be in the class with somebody that was from it was about those numbers. No, what was it? Points or credits?
We were focused on classes. I think it was like a government. I don't know.
I was in. It was crazy back then. But I still can't wrap my head around this new one. I can't even figure out, well, where's the front door? Where's the red carpet? What is this place? But I took
the tour of it when they first opened up. I don't know what was going on, but I took the tour. I was like, this place got too many little places kids can hide at.
Yeah. Look at, yeah. Oh, the wrong person was designing that.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, somebody didn't get that right. But
no, they
like it. I love it.
Okay, but I love the new field. I go try to go up there at least once a week and try to walk it. The little track. It's scary because I think some animal is going to come out with little trees or whatever. I told you I saw. Well, y'all, if you seen me, I posted. I saw the bear. This was last year. I saw the bear over there by
Yeah, you did post that. Yeah.
That Catholic school. Behind where the house is behind T.C. Williams, and then you go way down like you're going towards Duke.
Episcopal.
Yeah, and those and down back up in there because I said, oh, let me go down here and see what's down here I went down there because you need to see these. You don't never be in those parts.
Look,
and when
black people, we're not supposed to be curious. Walk around in those. Walk around in those woods. We're not supposed to stay on the path and get your butt there and back.
Girl, when my father passed in 2000, I think 2007, whenever it was, I came to stay on Payne Street for a while that year. I want to do a year there before we, so I can close that chapter because that's where that second part, I grew up there. Mm-hmm. So I would get up in the morning and go walking. And I never forget it. I came out the house, walked right across the street, started to walk up the street, and the police pulled me over. What are you doing walking out here? And that's when I felt like, what? I live here. Well, you shouldn't be walking in the street because sometimes I walk in the street. That's habit because dogs are in the yards.
Yep.
And it's nobody out there. It's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, you shouldn't walk in the street. I said, you don't tell me where to walk. I said, I'm born and raised here. And I felt real uncomfortable at that. I was like, well, what was that about? Yeah. And then, it was like, okay. And then I realized gentrification. My father, before he passed, I used to go up there and sit with him. And our grandmother's house faced Mount Jersey. Mount Jersey is right across the street.
Okay, yeah.
So the people would walk their dogs back and forth. Mm-hmm. And he said, get them. He said, they come in here and they let the dog poop right there and then they walk on off.
That's how my mama my mama almost knocked me down one day. Saw the lady let the dog. She said, I've been waiting for her ass. I've been waiting for her. Here she come. 6 o'clock in the morning. I got her. Man, he boogied down them steps and the dog was pooping. She went to walk away. Oh, my mama lit into her.
Yeah.
Said, you don't get it up, it's gonna be on the back of your head.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. And then pick spaces. You're supposed to pick the dog poo up. And nowadays they have things, clever things now, so you don't have to really get down there with your head in the bag.
Right.
There's no excuse. Yeah, but so those were the good old days. But yeah, no, I remember
Well, thank you for inviting me. We'll be talking all day.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to tune in for another exciting and fun-filled episode. You do not want to miss it. Follow me on Instagram at NoneOtherThan Nigel. Like and subscribe on Facebook. Interested in being a guest on our show? Or have a topic or show idea in mind for me to consider? Just head over to noneotherthannigel.com.